Good night, good night. I'm not accustomed to coming this late at night. Good evening, brothers and sisters. I'm very, very happy to be here in Buckley's, in All Saints West, bringing you greetings from that wonderful constituency of St. George. And of course, throwing my support behind Sister Joan Messiah, Brother Chandler Codrington, Brother Namba Adams, and of course, my dear friend, Brother B. Baptist. Brothers and sisters, I have Brother Harold coming after me, so I'm not going to be long tonight. But today, I just want to share with you. I noticed they have a blue and yellow box. They start bring the red box. Kneel up, turn up and red, you know. Thump up and red. I just want to share with you, brothers and sisters. Today at my Potter's office, on Thursdays, I see my constituents at the office in Potter's. And a very positive young man said to me, you know, the other party is buying out the votes of the young people. He said to me, Miss Quinn, left, right, and center, we getting money in T-shirt. We getting $500 and $300 and all kind of incentives to vote for the Antigua Labour Party. Now I know that the UPP doesn't do that kind of thing. And he said to me, a lot of my colleagues, a lot of my peers don't understand what the power in empowerment means. What he was concerned about is that somehow, young people who are given handouts, a $500, a $300, a smartphone, a laptop, a flat screen TV, but a tablet, that somehow they would feel indebted to their beguiling benefactors and would want to cast their vote feeling beholden to such politicians. And so tonight, my message is very short. I am going to speak to you, and particularly to our young people, about the power of empowerment. To tell you that you have power in your hands, and to distinguish what the United Progressive Party stands for when it says people first and when it talks about empowerment. Brothers and sisters, simply put, empowerment is a social process that helps people like me and you gain control over our own lives. It fosters power in people. It encapsulates helping people to achieve and to succeed in their personal and collective lives. Brothers and sisters, when we took power in 2004, we embarked on a number of programs aimed at the empowerment of the people. I want to start with that award-winning ICT program, which began with the computer access centers, the empowerment centers in 10 primary schools, and 9 empowerment centers. It further saw the establishment of 9 mobile IT classrooms. Today, that IT evolution has become a veritable revolution in ICTs across the Caribbean. We're talking about, today, over 3,000 tablets, over 1,500 laptops to students and teachers in Antigua and Barbuda. What we are talking about is that Antigua and Barbuda has now become the envy of the rest of the Caribbean when it comes to ICT penetration. Power in empowerment. When this party, led by the Honorable Winston Baldwin Spencer, embarked on a carefully thought out policy and plan to build the human resources of this country with the provision of educational opportunities, it was because we had your empowerment, young people, your empowerment uppermost in our minds. So the phenomenal scholarships, which have seen over 3,000 students across Antigua and Barbuda studying a wide plethora of disciplines all around the world, that was putting the power in empowerment. And by now, every time I speak, and you're all going to get tired of hearing me, every time I speak, I am going to remind you that this government has spent 38 million, some of you in front here know it, 364,458.98 on scholarships, on empowerment of our young people. But more than that, more than providing scholarships, this government embarked on a policy to establish a University of Antigua and Barbuda, allowing more access to tertiary education to our young people. Already we have passed the Antigua State College Act, and we have brought the Institute of Technology under the ambit of the Ministry of Education. Why? Because we want the Antigua State College to be turned into a 21st century emerging university college. The Antigua Barbuda University Committee, they have met and they have done the due diligence, and we have a blueprint for the establishment of this university. But look at what we have done in the preschool sector. Starting from the tiny tots, we have begun making public preschools accessible and ubiquitous to all and sundry. We began in Simon Bolivar, we went to Villa, we went to Green Bay, and that is the solid foundation, beginning right down at the bottom with the empowerment of our people. We are making sure that those who do not have the financial means can ensure that their little ones have that steady and solid foundation. Brothers and sisters, at the secondary level, this government embarked on another major policy initiative, universal secondary education, so that every boy and girl in this country will have access to a secondary education. But you know, when you hear the critics like Malwin Joseph and Lennox Weston, who feel he's the brightest star in the sky, crying down universal secondary education, what do you think that means? It means that they don't care about poor people. They don't care about ordinary Antiguans and Barbudans getting a leg up and having access to secondary education. They want to keep this country in mental slavery. They do not want you, the young people, to savor the power in empowerment. But that is what the UPP is about. Brothers and sisters, one of the ways in which, and I said to the young man today, you know, I'm going to speak tonight, and I'm going to talk about the ways in which this party has empowered the people. One of the ways in which our people are empowered is through the acquisition of land, incentives for small business development. And I want to share with you, between 2004 and 2013, over 1,500 parcels of land have been allocated to young Antiguans and Barbudans. Let me hear you. You're talking about land in Weirs, land in Carties Hill, land in Piers East and West, Jennings, Bendels, Piccadilly, Willikers, Longfords. And right now, you have over 13 areas, Brother B didn't tell you, when, everybody talk on different topics. Some talk on education. Brother B didn't tell you. 13 acres of land right now, the 13 areas, being surveyed to include Cedar Valley, Carty's Hill, Powell's, Bethesda, Comfort Hall, McKinnon's, Jolly Hill, Lyons. Today, at my constituency office, every other young person who came to see me wanted to inquire about land, wanted a piece of the rock, wanted to become empowered. Tomorrow, Brother B is going to be dedicating. You want to see my face? Raise my cap. Oh, sorry for the cameras, yes. Can't take off my hat tonight. I don't want to get the flu. Brother B is going to be dedicating. The cameraman can see my eyes. Look into my eyes. North Sound, housing development. Again, young people in Antigua and Barbuda being empowered, putting a roof over their heads. They're stepping out on their own. That is the power in empowerment, which is the hallmark of this UPP government. And those of you who didn't get the invitation, make your way up to North Sound tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock for that dedication ceremony. Tonight, brothers and sisters, I want to say to you, contrast the scant regard with which the Antigua Labour Party paid to education. Their scholarships were wrapped up in nepotism and in who you know, which politician you know. No UPP family could ever dream of getting a scholarship under the Labour Party government. But we have put in a system of merit. And today, brothers and sisters, Max Hurst and Robin Yearwood can boast that their children and their relatives were able to get scholarships under this United Progressive Party government. Plenty of you didn't know that. Max Hurst not going to say that. Robin not going to say that. Tonight, brothers and sisters, I was very honored, and I want to quickly share with you a little project from a young enterprising farmer named Winston Laville, and I believe he's here tonight. He is part of a group called LCP Industries, and the group is made up of 3 young men, Winston Laville, Dominic Chastanet, and Jermaine Paul, all educated, young, positive young men who entered the Caribbean Innovation Challenge in 2012 in the OECS and Barbados. And they were selected as one of the top 20 finalists sponsored by Young American Business Trust and the United Nations Development Program. And what is their project? What is their project? Talking about empowerment. Their project is going to see the first fully mechanical onion and carrot production in the region. The strength and power of this project is that over 40 young entrepreneurs will be able to supply the region with onions and carrots. And what is most exciting about this, and it's a multi-million-dollar project, everything in that project is mechanical. Everything is mechanical. In fact, Winston said to me, they don't even have to touch the soil. They don't even have to touch the soil. They are using high-tech equipment such as boom sprayers, mist blowers, wind rowers, and harvesters. And they are also drying and packaging. And this is an exciting new initiative. Young, enterprising Antiguans, give it up for LCP. talking about putting the power in empowerment. And brothers and sisters, I want to say to you tonight, you have the power. You have the power to say to those hoodlums when they come to your doorsteps and they're bringing money in T-shirt and they're bringing smartphones. You have the power when you go to the polls. You vote for a government that seeks to teach you to fish. You vote for a government that does not disrespect and demean you by throwing money at you. This is a government that does not believe in bribes. This is a government that does not believe in handouts. This is a government that believes you must use your head and your hands to empower yourselves. And we are providing the tools for that empowerment. And brothers and sisters, the young people of this party, led by Damani Tabor and Chris Jarvis and Shaniel Jackson and some of the other young people, they're going to be having a little initiative on Saturday. And I want you all to support them because the young people, you all heard them 2 weekends ago. You heard how good they sound. They can articulate. And that is what differs between the UPP and the ALP. All they do is rabble-rouse and tell lies and concoct stories and talk nastiness. But we are a party that deals with issues. We are a party that deals with empowerment. And come election day, I want you to continue to support this party. Get all your relatives out, round them up, and tell them this is a party that puts power into empowerment. Brothers and sisters, good night.